Indeed. Thank you so much, Tamron. Thank you, everyone. This is Andrea Mitchell in Washington. Right now on Andrea Mitchell Reports, our breaking news. Canada's Parliament in lockdown at this hour after a soldier is shot on the street. We continue our conversation now with Senator George Baker, a member of Parliament who is under lockdown inside. Senator, thank you so much for all of your briefings. Tell us again, if you can recap what happened, what you saw, and how you got the word that you were in lockdown.
What happened was that off in the distance there was, I thought it was construction. It was obviously shots that were fired, and then about 15 minutes later, when I was trying to leave for my committee meeting in the center block, all of a sudden the police converge on the hall and say, "No, you've got to go back into your office. You're not allowed to look out through the window." I have been looking out through the window to assist you in your program, but the doors are locked. I'm here alone just watching the entire thing unfold in front of me.
Now, before we go on, let me just make sure you're safe, you're back from the window. We don't want you to be in any way endangering yourself, Senator.
Oh, no, don't worry about that.
And from what you've heard and seen, apparently there were several shootings. We know also of recent briefings. You were recounting to my colleague Tamron Hall. Tell me about the security briefings that you and your colleagues have had, because to Americans, of course, Parliament Hill in Ottawa would be a very different experience. It is what we knew of pre-9/11 here in Washington, when the Capitol was accessible to people, much more accessible than it is now.
Yes, indeed so. The tourists come on Parliament Hill and they don't see any of our officers, our security staff with guns. Nobody has a gun visibly that you can see. In one portion of the center block, there are 20 security officers who wear plain clothing, so you think they're just tourists, but they do have guns on their belts. Now, that's only in one half of the center block. That's the House of Commons half, the lower house. And then in the Senate half, where I am, nobody has a gun. Nobody has any weapon. As a security officer, when you go in through the door, nobody that you see has a weapon, and nobody you don't see has a weapon. But we did meet a couple of months ago. There was a special committee struck to discuss the matter of arming at least 20 of the security staff, and it was decided to do so, and then in about 3 months from now, there will be security staff who would have weapons with them. Just
and
1 second,
way,
I'm just being interrupted by a security officer.
And Senator, I just want to tell you that we're looking at live pictures with a SWAT team with semi-automatics. So there are, obviously, as people are exiting the building, Marc Soucy of the Ottawa Police is on the phone now.
Okay.
Marc Soucy, tell us the latest situation on what you know in terms of who might still be at large. How many people are you still pursuing?
Well, we don't know the exact number of suspects right now. We believe it's more than one, and we're still actively looking for other suspects. That's why the city remains in lockdown, and we're asking people in the area to stay away from windows and rooftops so that we can continue our search.
And you're searching for more than one, as you say. What about the original shooter?
That's it. We don't know how many shooters. We don't know which one was the original and so on. So, like I said, we're still actively looking for the shooters.
The senator was describing some regalia or uniform. Do you know, describe what you're looking for. What kind of attire or clothing or uniform were these suspects wearing?
Again, we don't have confirmation on the number of suspects, so description is very vague, and we're actively looking for anything. We've had description from wearing a scarf around their head to dressed in all black, so we're looking at everyone.
Was anything said by the alleged shooter or shooters? Do you have any other eyewitness accounts?
I don't have any information as to what was said or if anything was said. We're still in the early stage of that part of the investigation. Like I said, our main concern now is to locate the suspects.
Thank you so much, Marc Soucy from the Ottawa Police.